Hello everybody, my name is Hocus Pocus, and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode 79 of the series, and if you're with me for last episode, you will recognise immediately what is behind us. If not, I can quickly describe to you that we went ahead and got started on the storage system for our mob farm over here, off to our left, and we are now in a situation where we can begin routing items from down below this platform here and through water streams up into the system behind me. So I think what we're going to start with in today's episode is by digging ourselves a stream without water, first of all, of course, and then we'll add water in to direct the loot out from underneath the farm up towards the storage segment here and then over the top of the filter hoppers, which you can see at the very peak of the builds just above my helmet there. And hopefully we've designated enough space for all items to be stored correctly within their mob-based shulker boxes. Down in small storage very quickly just to gather some ice for the build here. So I did go out and grab some between episodes just to ensure that we had enough coming into this video. Not sure entirely how much we'll need. I'll probably just make as much as we possibly can here. 13, perfect. That should work out, I'm pretty sure. The tunnel isn't that long. We're also going to need some signs. So we've got 2 right here, but that won't be enough by any means. I'm taking this glowstone dust as well because we need to install... Sorry, not install, but insert a bit more of that into the filtering system to make sure that it's working correctly. So I'm just going to create some signs here. Just a couple more, probably be okay. One more set, there we go, and then we'll craft these into sticks like that. And finally, just before we head up to the surface, I think we require some more torches as well, just to ensure that we've got enough materials to get the job done. So here we go. We have ourselves a water stream that now takes items from down underneath the farm and up over the top of the filters, and this place is quite frankly becoming a bit of a mess. So hopefully once all is said and done in terms of the redstone work, we can get some design work in there to cover up all of the blemishes, take away the hindrance to the nature in the area, and of course hide everything that we've built because it doesn't look very attractive at all. So for the water stream, I just lined it up 2 blocks apart from this storage section here because that's the pattern that we're following. Of course, we've got a 2-block gap in between each shulker storage system, so I just went ahead and did the same thing here. If we've got a couple of birch planks, I'll place those in there as well. There we go, just to keep things looking symmetrical. And we of course have the water pillar coming from the bottom all the way to the top. I haven't actually installed the soul sand yet, so I'm going to do that in just a second off camera before we test this thing. But it should be in fully working order as of the moment we put the piece of soul sand into the system. We're switching on the machine, the mob farm, and we are going to test this storage system for the first time. So let's go and get a view of what is going on down below. If we head over to this tip, we'll probably get a good vantage point. Okay, we missed the first round, but there are more coming, so do not worry. And hopefully we will see some items coming through the system. So there we go, mobs are coming off the edge now, as you can see. And hopefully most of them die, because I don't want to be dealing with them when I get downstairs. Seems as though we are going okay at the moment though, and hopefully our system downstairs is working. I can see the lights coming on, so that means that items definitely are passing through the system, which is good to see. I'm going to let it run for a few more seconds here. And once it has done so, we'll go downstairs and see if we can catch the items in action and the shulker storage systems in action as well. Because of course we do want to see if this is working correctly. So we'll let those mobs fall to their doom, and then we'll go ahead and switch this off and head down there and see what is going on. Okay, so we're hoping that the system is working correctly and that the items are filtering through correctly as well. So let's just see if we can take a peek up here. We might have to fly again. Up we go, and down we come again, and let's just check if items are coming through the system here. Okay, yep, perfect. Items are definitely coming through the system and getting caught up where they should be, so let's go ahead. Oh dear, we are gonna get mobbed. Alright, give me a few seconds and we will be right back. Okay, so we survived the zombie onslaught, got rid of those, and slept the night away. I think we should probably do a manual test just to double check. So at the moment we've got currently 7 stacks of gunpowder in this chest. Let's get up atop the system here. And we're just going to manually feed in some items just to double check that it is working. And that was a great landing. So here we go. We got 22 gunpowder. We're going to throw that into the system and then just see what happens down below. So of course the light starts coming on. Items are filtering in. We're hoping to see 22 gunpowder right in this spot here. Perfect. Okay, so the light also goes out once everything's done filtering in, which is good. And just as a quick side note, I did change the wiring for these Shulker storage systems, and that was to prevent the 2 items at a time effect, where this piece of redstone here was locking the hopper for a certain amount of time and only allowing 2 items to come in at once, and now items are beginning to flow freely into the system. So that was one change I made between episodes, and I think it's just a bit of a quality of life improvement, really, nothing too major. For one of the first times ever, we're going to be using the wool farm, so that's kind of cool. I'm going to be creating some banners just so that we can help identify the different Shulker storage systems. So is this purple right here? Perfect. So we're going to need 6 of each of the colors that we've got in use. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Place them back. Perfect. So it was purple, white, of course, for skeletons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we also have lime green. Green. So is this lime green right here? Lime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Anything else? Black. Is this black? Should be black. Nope, this is grey. Black is over there. And then, of course, black and green are the final 2. Green for zombies, black for spiders. So once I have all of the wool prepared, I'm going to craft up some of the banners. And then we're going to stick them just above their relative locations over at the mob farm, just to add a bit more of a design feature and to help us indicate which Shulker system is assigned to which mob type. So with banners in hand, we stand atop the system that we are currently constructing, and I'm going to go ahead and just place a few of these down. And as I said, these are simply markers just to allow a bit more of design and a bit more indication as to which of these systems equate to which mob type. So we're just going to place them in, and you can probably guess the colors. Of course, I have explained them, but if you weren't here for that, then I guess you would have no issue guessing which mob I've assigned to which color. So as you can see, this is what we have so far. I've taken things up an extra level, so an extra 4.5 blocks, including this slab here. And we're starting now to tower above the water streams, which is exactly what we need to do to hide the fact that we've got all of this going on behind the system. But of course, it's not looking too bad, in my opinion, anyway. I hope you guys share the same opinion as me and also believe that this isn't looking too bad, because I'm trying my hardest to make sure that we aren't sort of defacing the nature out here. We want to make sure that everything outside of our base looks good, especially in a 3D environment as such, because of course when we're building underground, you mainly see facades of builds like this where we can store all of the redstone work in a wall and not have to worry about it. So it's quite a lot more difficult when building outside. We still have a few more tasks to undertake here though. We are a far cry from finished, as you can probably tell. We also need to place a layer of blocks along this side of the build in order to stop the loot from flying off the edge and outside of the farm rather than into the system below. We also need to install some lighting here. I've got some redstone lamps on me. I might go ahead and do that in a second, because of course this singular torch isn't going to prevent much from spawning in the grand scheme of things, so it's best if we actually light this up properly. And also we need to build up this wall ever so slightly to avoid mobs climbing out of the system and escaping their inevitable doom. So I think the first thing we'll do here is grab some redstone blocks. If we have any, we do. Good. And we're going to go ahead and install some lighting. So first things first, we'll go ahead and plant one of these right in the center. So redstone block and lamp. And then we'll go ahead and put one... Where shall we go? Probably here, right? If we put one here, and that's 3 blocks away from the center. So 1, 2, 3, and there. Perfect. Then 1, 2, 3, and here. And then finally on this side, 1, 2, 3, and there. And going underneath the farm, we can go ahead and install the redstone for this, which of course is just a block, nothing too special. So 1 there, and 1 on this side, if we can get past the gate there. Good. 1 right here. There we go. And we'll climb up here. put one in place on this side. Where is it? There we go. And then finally on the opposing side to finish up the lighting. And that should be sufficient enough, I believe. If not, of course, we can come back and reanalyze the situation, but I think that will be fine. And now we can go ahead and think about developing the area around the mob farm just ever a little bit more. It's sand time, unfortunately. This is one of the saddest times for me. Well, it's not a sad time, but I can never be bothered to head all the way out here to the desert, which is, I think, the closest one. I actually can't remember now. I did this a long time ago, or looked at the map a long time ago, but as you can see, we're about 5,000 blocks out on the X. It takes a while to get here, definitely, but that's why we bring the shulker boxes and we try to get as much sand as possible whilst we're here, because of course in that regard it means we have to come back less, and the fewer times I have to come out here to collect sand the better for me. So I'm going to just be here collecting a bit of sand, and the reason why we need this is because I'm working on just building up the area around the mob farm a little bit. I'm extending or expanding, or heightening is probably the best word, heightening the wall around the mob farm so that mobs cannot escape when they are washed towards the edges. And as well as that, I'm going to be adding in a bit of glass so that we can see into the farm whilst the mobs are falling to their doom and being roasted by the magma blocks. And we've also gone ahead and installed a small blockade to stop the mob loot from flying out of the farm when it's being washed to the edges. So once we got the sand and we're back over at our base, I'll bring you guys back in and we can check out how things are looking. Alright you guys, so we are back over at the mob farm, and as you can see, this is about where we're at the moment. So we're starting to get this wall formed that will block items from flying out of the system and onto the ground here, so we should be good in that regard now. I'm going to quickly craft up some glass, so we're going to be going with the light grey glass just to fit the theme around here. I'll take the 17 here and craft that up as well. So as you can see, we're just sort of working our way around at the moment. I'm probably going to take this glass to about 3 high. And then do something with the top, maybe some slabs that overhang and match the surface or something like that. I don't know yet, but we will incorporate some sort of design feature into it just so that it isn't bland and flat, you know what I mean? So we'll take it up 3 high, as I said, just so that we've got a good enough view into the mob farm itself as the mobs are, you know, horrifically dying in front of us, touching magma blocks that are burning their feet. It's not nice really, but you know, mobs are out to get us, so at the end of the day it's either protect yourself or lose your life. So I'm going to keep working here, and as I said, I think once we get to the top, I might do something along the lines of this. Just take some slabs and go ahead and just bring them around the top like this, and then I may even bring them out like this as well, just to have a little bit of an overhang. And it will be looking something like that, which I think is perfectly acceptable. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this design all the way around the mob farm here, and once we've done that, we'll be back and see what is to come in the next step of this build. So this area of the mob farm now is pretty much complete. We've got the wall up to stop the mobs from escaping. We've got the wall in behind the slabs here to stop items from escaping. So I think there's only one thing left to do really, and that's to go and start this thing up and see if we can get any good rates from the bottom there so that we can check out how it's working, and also if our storage system is holding up, because of course we didn't really get to test it properly because you know, there's a few obstacles in the way, that sort of thing. So we'll sit down here and just see what the rates are like from down below and just check out how this thing's working. So of course the mobs now cannot escape the farm. There is no choice for them but to roast on the magma blocks, unfortunately. So we should be good, and we also should be safe whenever we want to come down here now during the farm's operational minutes. It doesn't seem like we're getting many good rates from down here though. I would assume that's because when we come to the surface we're allowing things to spawn in any unlit caves at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back to the top and just let a few things spawn and a few things die, and let some loot run through the system so that we can check it out. We can still get quite a good view from up here though, so it's all fine, it's all good. There we go. See, the rates are much better when we stay up top. But I'm not really concerned about that because there's no reason for me to be down there. Most of the time when we're running this machine I will be AFK anyway, because that's what it's designed for. I'm pretty sure it's designed for AFK use. And of course this system down here is going to cater to us in terms of organizing our loot anyway, so we shouldn't need to worry about too much. Just being up here, switching the machine on, and then waiting. Simply a case of time that we can spend on having this machine running. So I'm probably going to turn it off any second now, or right now at least, and head down there just to see if we can see the remnants of the loot passing through the system and any mobs that might be on their way down. There we go. So as you can see, the lights are coming on, and that indicates to us that items are indeed flowing into the system. Let's see if we can catch any on their way through here. Rotten flesh is at 59. There we go. 60, 61, 62. Good. So items are making their way in, which is good. We are still getting a few mobs dropping down onto the border here, which isn't ideal, but also isn't too big of an issue because we're not going to lose too much in the way of loot from that happening. It seems to be only... Oh no, I see some string over there. I was going to say, it seems to be only creepers doing that, but no, we do see some string across the way as well. So, yeah, the mob farm is heading in a good direction, I believe. We are going to, of course, have to decorate the area a bit more eloquently than we have at the moment, though, because it's still quite rough and unpolished. So I think we will probably get to work doing some more design work in the area. Okay, so I am a little bit skeptical of this design. There's probably too much going on. However, there's not an easy way to fix it at the moment, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Obviously, let me know down in the comments below what you think of this, but to me, the combination of the trapdoors here, which have a wide variety of both texture, patterns, and color, and the stone brick combination here, again, which has a lot of patterns, a lot of different textures, I think maybe it collides a little bit too much. It might be better if we could have the bone blocks, which I've used here, by the way. Haven't used them yet, but nice looking block, actually, surprisingly. And if we could probably bring the bone blocks up there as well, then that would look better. However, by no fault of our own, just by design, that isn't possible right now because, as you can see, some of these water streams are directly behind this block here, which is where the bone blocks would have to go. Sorry, not those blocks. These blocks here, directly behind these blocks here, which is where the bone blocks would have to go. Right in where they are. I mean, it's not the end of the world. We actually could do it. Yeah, actually, on second thoughts, we could do it. I don't know why I haven't done this. I'm going to switch these... I'm definitely going to switch these out for bone blocks. I'm probably going to get that done. Just let me have one last look. Yeah, they're definitely getting switched out. In my opinion, 10 times better. So no more clashing of intricate detailed textures now. Just straight up white in between each of the shulker systems. I think this is definitely an improvement over what we had. So before we end the video here, I just want to do one more thing, and that's to take out this section of dirt and stone, just so that we can see through to our elevator. So that comes down nice and easy, like so. And then we can get one final decent view of everything all together, like so. And yeah, this is definitely turning out pretty damn cool. So I'm really enjoying the way this is going at the moment, and we've definitely made some good progress today. The farm is 100% functioning as well, which is great to see. So that means that we are at the end of today's episode. So thank you very much, guys, for watching today. I always appreciate the fact that you take time out of your day to come and watch my videos. It is great to have you here. If you did like the video, excuse me, if you did like the video, then be sure to drop a like down below. That will help out the channel. It's much appreciated by myself, all that good stuff. If you have anything to say, any questions, suggestions, comments, anything in general, just pop that down in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you. And finally, if you're new around here, then be sure to subscribe to stay tuned to this series and any other videos I decide to post. So once again, you guys, thank you very much for watching today. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now.